Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, April 28th, and here's what we are looking at for today. 3 videos you're going to see. The first one, we're going to talk about a movement in the warm-up that we might all be familiar with, and then we'll get into the normal strength and workout explanations. All right, so as you guys are going to see in the tab that shows you the warm-up, part of that is the Cuban Press. Something you can do with a pipe, a broomstick, a swifter stick, or even using a band, just like we would do a dislocate with a band. There's 3 small pieces that involve into the Cuban Press. The first one, as we're going to do them two-handed, is going to be an upright row. Just as we've talked about before, elbows are going to lead. We're trying not to get a ton of shoulder rotation or movement or leaning back or anything like that, okay? So upright row, second movement is going to be an external rotation. So just like we would do a side lying external rotation or an external rotation using a band in class, this is going to be pretty much the same thing, except it is a standing external rotation. Dip down a little bit so you guys can see me in the video there. So upright row, external rotation into a loaded pressing position, and finish with the press. Right back down into that bottom position. So it's essentially going from the hanger hip into an overhead extension position, working through those 3 pieces in order to create a sequence warm-up that'll get us ready for what we have to do today. Stay tuned for the strength and the workout. Alright guys, on to the strength work for today. We're looking at a single arm upright row and a single arm overhead carry each side. I'm going to go through and do a demonstration for a single kettlebell, which would be basically the same thing as a single dumbbell, or a band if you guys don't have any weights. With a barbell, if that's all we have, we could always try and use a plate by itself if you want to really get it single arm, or just a bilateral upright row followed by a two-handed overhead carry. All right, now you'll notice 8 to 12 reps upright row. That range is meant to give you something to fit into with the different kinds of weight you have. The max quality reps should fall in that range. Now, I have right arm listed before left. If your left arm's weaker, which don't always make that assumption even if you are right hand dominant, I actually work that way. My left arm's going to be a little bit stronger. Hit a max set of quality reps in that range. Go to the stronger arm second, do the same number of reps. All right, if you're trying to recreate balance, you could always try and do an extra set on the weaker side, or maybe a rep or 2 extra, as long as they are quality, but let's not neglect or create imbalances. All right, so 8 to 12 upright row, followed by a 50 to 100 foot overhead carry. The range there, again, is set for weight. If you guys have a heavy weight and that's all, 50 maybe is a little bit better than 100, depending on your ability to stabilize and control that with high quality extension, and upwards of 100 if it's a little bit lighter. You guys can always push that if you want to or need to. All right, so the idea here is that we do 8 to 12, immediately by the carry, take a rest, do the other side, take a rest, back and forth, 5 total rounds each. All right, so again, a couple of important technical pieces with that upright row. As we talked about the Cuban Press, we are trying to lead with the elbow, getting the weight to the collarbone in front of the shoulder there. I don't want the elbow dropping back. I don't want the weight changing angles. All right, it is a pretty much straight line vertical pull. All right, from there, when I do the carry, I'm going to kneel down for you guys so you can see the top of this. Basically what we're looking for is a fully extended position, wrist over shoulder over hip, straight line from both sides, elbow locked out, control, walk. All right, doesn't have to be the fastest thing in the world, and technically probably shouldn't, especially if that's causing you to break down and get a little bit sloppy. All right, so take your time, get the tension under load, quality work in. Now, real quick, with a band, the upright row, there's a couple different ways we can do this, and it's all based on the amount of tension and resistance you need. Obviously, I'm taking a lot of slack with the band having my feet this wide. That's going to make this upright row heavier than if I only have it under 1 foot, or if it is 2 feet narrow. All right, so you guys can play with that a little bit, try and find the right kind of tension. doesn't want to be too light, because if it's too light, I'm going to kind of bend my knee to make this too light intentionally, then I really don't get any tension on the pull until I'm halfway through the movement or almost the whole way through the movement. It's not really helping us. Now, you might be saying, okay, that's fine for that, but what about the carry? Well, this is going to look super awkward, but it is doable if you guys don't mind that. It's keeping that band under your foot, pressing up to extension, and walking a little bit peg-legged. All right, so adapt. As we're talking workout, 12-minute AMRAP, 5 wall climbs, 15 hang power cleans, and a 200-meter run. Real quick, hang power cleans. I don't care what the bottom position is as long as it is a dip into hip extension. So it can be a high hang, medium hang, low hang, above the knee, below the knee, however you want to look at that. With the barbell, pretty simple, 15 reps, 2 dumbbells, 2 kettlebells, same thing, probably on the outside of the knees, 15 reps. If we only have one, let's try and keep the reps even between the arms or between the sides overall, because you're probably coming inside to the shoulder. You can switch it up or go 15 and 15, that's your call. 200 meters, if you're not sure what the distance is, you can probably measure that on Google Maps or something along those lines. Treat it like time. Whatever normally a 200-meter run would take you in a workout, for most people it's probably under a minute or at a minute. 30 seconds out, 30 seconds back, do the math, figure it out from there. Now, real quick with the wall climb, what we're looking for is a stable core position all the way through with a stable stacked shoulder position. So very similar to the carry we just did and talked about. What I want you guys to focus on is keeping the core engaged and keeping that straight line. Specifically, something that gets overlooked is where the hands are at in position to the shoulder. I want you to think about trying to keep them directly underneath the shoulder as you guys go up onto the wall. Have fun.